I'm a contact tracer. I do it for money. Yeah, Ontario now is releasing their own contact tracing app. How wonderful. It's a mobile app to help track COVID-19 cases. So we're going to take a look at our city news, our globalist New World Order news here, and they're going to show you this because they have. People are dumb, right? People, you need to see there's a big, bad, invisible boogeyman that's going to come and get you and your children, so you better do exactly what you lockstep. So they'll show you this crap, meaningless crap.
Today in Ontario's battle against COVID-19.
Battle.
Today, Ontario reported 173 new cases. The last time the province dipped below 180 cases was on March 16th. The 5-day average is 185. A week ago, it was 268, so it's down 31% in 7 days. 85% of all cases have been
all of these numbers are absolute garbage. All of these stats, these charts, these graphs, they're absolute garbage. I don't believe a lick of it. Nobody should believe anything that they're saying about this because they say the 80% false positive test, and of course, papayas and goats and all kinds of other animals and vegetables can give you a positive result for a COVID-19 test. But they have to show you this because they want to justify the contact tracing here. So you're going to have the Michelin man here, Doug Ford, the hash king of Etobicoke, talk about how we're going to protect your privacy.
There have been 2,553 deaths. That is up 3 from yesterday. Now, hospitalizations are also down to 351. A month ago, they were at 972. And the key to keeping those numbers...
If you do this job, you should you should probably just stop immediately and apologize to all of humanity for being a New World Order propagandist. That's what I would suggest, because you'll never, ever have respect of anybody with a functioning brain. But I digress.
Down and preventing a second
wave
is contact tracing. Today, the Ford government announced it's enhancing its tracing. It will be the first province to test out a new app developed here in Ontario starting July 2nd.
We need people to download this app. It's going to protect us. It's going to protect your families.
How's it going to protect you, Michelin man? How's it going to protect us? How does this protect us? How does a stupid-ass app that tracks our movements protect us? Oh, you know what it does, though, of course. It means if you do happen to get in the wrong place at the wrong time, with the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, of course, you could be halfway across town and never come anywhere near anybody that has a Kobe sort of thing, but you'll still be forced, and you'll still be contact traced, and then everyone that you've been involved with gets contact traced, and then everyone they've been involved with gets contact traced, and so on and so forth, and then you're all forced to take the test, and then you're all forced to take the vaccines. That's their little scam.
COVID alert and will be a voluntary download. Essentially, if you have the app and have been in contact with someone who tests positive who also has the app, you'll be notified and given suggested next steps. The government stresses privacy will be protected.
The data will be anonymous and protect the privacy of the users.
Oh my God.
That was the top of the list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Protecting people's privacy.
The Prime Minister says he hopes to launch the app across the country in the coming weeks.
The app will be most effective.
God, please, come on.
Alberta launched a COVID tracking app in early May, but since then, Premier Ford says...
Provides peace of mind, everyone. Everyone's going to have peace of mind now. Bill Gates is tracking your every movement. Trace together. My word. Just unbelievable, of course. Here you go, with the purple.
Only 11% have downloaded it, making its effectiveness questionable. Is there a magic number? Is it 60?
Is there a magic number? Yes, it's 666. That's what the magic number is. 66. Is it 66%? Is it 33? Is 33% enough? It's not? Okay, 66.6% enough. God, these people. these people. Seriously, just apologize to humanity. That's all you need to. Quit your job, apologize to humanity, say, I've been a horrible propagandist for the New World Order. I must apologize to everybody. And then just find another job that actually has meaning. Because, I mean, seriously, you work for the corporate media. It's just the worst.
Effectiveness, questionable. Is there a magic number? Is it 60, 70, 80% where it will be the most...
What's going on with the O here? Love. Hey, it's all love, guys. They love us all. They love us all so much. They want us to all abort our babies and depopulate ourselves. Of course, they want to make you sterile with their waxings. But what's going on with the O here? It's like the O is... It's got its own sort of thing here. It's like, I don't know. It's just so dumb, though.
Truly effective?
Our federal counterparts are looking at the aspect and the use of this.
What's going on, Doug? Make sure you have your hands hanging out like that. I mean, you just look so dumb.
Other jurisdictions that have tried other apps and to see what is a core metric that is necessary to show its effectiveness. The actual number isn't there yet.
The app is supposed to supplement contact tracing. The province will double its force to trace the spread with the help of Stats Canada employees. It's also getting rid of its antiquated manual data system that has made collecting real-time information difficult, if not impossible, and replacing it with a new one starting in July.
Damn. There is a solution. Take that smartphone and smash it. That's a solution. Free yourself from the New World Order. Just free yourself. Never, ever, 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 ever allow yourself to be contact traced. Not even for a nanosecond. Screw you. Screw you. You have no right to trace me, government. I mean, it's so utterly evil what they're trying to do.
Now back to the COVID tracking app and potential privacy concerns. The government says it will not use GPS to track your whereabouts, nor will it store medical information.
GPS, like they need to use GPS. They're going to know everywhere that you went. What do they need the GPS for? It's okay, guys, it's safe, but I'm using the GPS. Yeah, but they just know every place that you just went to, so, it's so dumb.
Any data collected on the app will be scrubbed after 14 days. There you go.
Yeah, it's scrubbed. You see, it's not news. It's not news. It's not news. It's propaganda. That's all it is. That's what your news is. That's what it should be. There should be a law passed and say all news must from now on be labeled properly, and it all must be labeled propaganda because that's all it is. You're cheerleading. This thing with their polka dot, she's cheerleading this contact tracing. They're trying to get people to buy into it. They're trying to say, don't worry, it's not going to track you. Or, well, of course it's tracking you because that's what it is, right? But don't worry, the government's going to delete the data after 14 days. Don't worry. They're not using GPS. Don't worry. Just allow yourself to be tracked everywhere you go. Now, check this out here. Oh, man, our favorite duo. Chipmunk Cheeks here and Miss Hijab. And they're just having a ball because everybody else's jobs are destroyed and ruined. And these two are probably doing better than ever before because they're propagandists. So let's see what they're so excited about here. Pub life amid the pandemic. Now check this out. Look what they're doing with the pubs.
Richard Southern joins us once again this hour. Richard,
you should wipe that frickin' smile off your face when you're talking about everybody else that lost their frickin' jobs and their livelihoods and their businesses. And you two are sitting pretty doing your propaganda. So when you smile when you're making fun of other people's businesses being ruined, that's really frickin' awful. Anyways.
I bet you a lot of people can't wait to get back to the pub. In Ireland, they'll be open at the end of the month. Yeah, but it's not going to be quite the same.
No, there we go. New normal.
I believe that the pubs in Ireland have been closed since March 11th. They are going to be allowed to reopen on the 29th, but no, you're right. It's not going to be the same. Irish drinkers will need to be both hungry and quick if they're after that pint of Guinness. The regulations state that pubs in the Emerald Isle must serve a meal costing at least €9, or at least $11 Canadian. And
so what the frig is this? So they're going to allow pubs to reopen, but the people must order a meal? Why? Why on earth would you do this? Why would you do this first and foremost to the pubs? because that's going to deter a lot of people, because a lot of people can't afford to get a meal, and they say it has to be at least €9, which I don't know is like $15 maybe American or something like that. I mean, why would you allow this? Why? Of course, we know why, right? But this is what they're doing. They're going to force, and so this is, I mean, look at all these businesses, all these pubs. All the pubs in Ireland have been shut for what? For what? And how many of them have closed? How many of them are shuttered for good? How many businesses are going out? They just announced here the Barbie Barn in Montreal was closed, which is like one of the best rib places in all of North America, and they can't survive. And it's just another business, another icon in our city here that has fallen. Over and over again, all these businesses are falling. And yet this city news is still functioning. Your propagandists are making more money than ever. Your big tech corporations, your big, garbage, fast food joints are going full steam. And all the mom and pop places are shuttered. And they're forced to dance through hoops of fire. It gets worse, too, because they're going to force these bars to track their patrons. So listen in here.
Must serve a meal costing at least €9, or at least $11 Canadian, and customers have to leave after 105 minutes.
Oh.
The customers have to leave after 105 minutes. What? That's not even 2 hours. And then they're not allowing people to perform. They're not allowing bands to play, and they're banning singing, patio performances, everything. And so, this they're showing Europe, but this is the same in Ontario, Montreal, and everywhere.
This will also take down your contact details.
Look at that.
And you have to stay at least a meter down your contact details after 105 minutes.
Oh.
The pubs will also take down your contact details, and you have to stay at least a meter apart.
You cannot force people to... Oh, my God, it's unbelievable. Take down your contact details. Are you freaking kidding? Now, I can't blame the restaurants and pubs when they're going to try to, do that because they've been forced by the government to do so. But I blame the government for doing this. This is outrageous. This is unbelievable. So now you're not only going to have to order a meal, then you're going to have to time yourself. You can't even sit back and enjoy a few drinks. You're not going to have any live music. You're not going to be sitting next to anybody because they won't allow you to go anywhere near. They're going to remove tables, every other table sort of thing, and force you to sit behind a plexiglass wall or something like that. And they're going to take down your freaking details so they can trace you and whoever you're there with. Unbelievable.
Now, Janelle, I've had the fortunate opportunity to visit Ireland a few times, and they don't have patios there. The streets are tiny, so it's not like here where they can keep everyone outside. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. The Irish like to nip in, as they say, for a quick pint. They might not all want to sit down for a meal like that, Janelle.
Yeah, interesting that they're forced to not be able to drink. They've got to have a meal with that. I'm trying to understand sort of the rationale behind that.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe to increase business or to make sure people don't get too inebriated. I'm not sure. But
the government wants to make sure you don't get too inebriated. Since when? And how awful is this for all the pub owners and restaurant owners? I mean, especially the pub owners that now have to serve meals and force them. I mean, this is unbelievable, folks. It gets worse every day. And look at the smiles.
That goes.
Okay, I am firmly on team.
All right, let's look at this one here too. Singing is at high risk. I mean, look at this. This is what they're doing. I showed yesterday how it's like, we can't allow to have anybody performing on patios. So all the musicians that do this for a living, and this is the time of year when they make their money, when they go out and they perform, at restaurants and bars and stuff like that, none of them can work. Now it's taking a step even further because they're banning singing. And what are they targeting? Worship, churches. And this fits directly into the New World Order and what they're trying to do. Look at this madness.
Places of worship across the province have been allowed to reopen with some restrictions, but attending a service is going to be quite a different experience. In our weekly Q&A session, Toronto's Associate Medical Officer of Health tells us about one activity in some religious services that is surprisingly of very high risk for the spread of COVID-19.
singing is actually a very high-risk activity. And, I'm actually equally surprised that we can say if you sing, you can actually spread this virus more easily than
Shut up already!
Activities. And so we've actually released guidelines for places of worship. And in it, we're very clear that there should be no singing, no chanting, no...
How evil is this? No singing, no chanting? Nobody's allowed to live the way that we live? This is their new normal. It's unbelievable, folks. They're getting into every element of our lives to control everything about us. It's so evil what's going on. Singing is high risk. It's unbelievable, folks. This is outrageous.
Speaking, if there is to be singing, it should be one soloist on stage, 4 meters back, like well distance with the screen in front of them. Singing is very high risk, and so we are not recommending singing in these places of worship.
So that's going to be a very different church service, a very different experience of worship for a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's why we are still telling, while you can open places of worship, we are still saying that, if you can have virtual or online services, that's still a really...
Virtual or online services, and they're switching everybody to telemedicine. Like everything is, all our sort of day-to-day interactions are being destroyed with this new normal, not allowing people to get together. Ontario, by the way, if you didn't know that, they put all the circles right in the parks. You saw that. I showed that several times, right? And they're doing that in California, New York, and other places. Here in Montreal, where they're going to public parks and they're making these big circles and you have to stay in those circles. You're not allowed to leave them. It's so insane. And they're saying, well, you have 10 people, so you can only have a group of 10 people that you're allowed to interact with, right? But you can't go beyond that group of 10. So you can only choose like your immediate family. And if you do anything else, you're violating their restrictions and everything else. And they're bringing in the mandatory mask, and oh my God, folks, it just gets worse by the day. The crime of the century, undoubtedly the most evil plot in the history of humanity. Bill Gates, the most evil. It's just out of this world what's going on. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps going further and further. Here's the swimming pools, and now they're allowing the pools to open, but everybody has to do the social distancing, and instructors can't get near these students that are trying to learn to swim. And it just doesn't end. It's every element of society is being infiltrated by this new world order. And once it's in, it stays. You know how it works. So it's really, it's so evil what's going on. Oh man, it's out of this world where it's all going. And this contact tracing stuff is so evil. Of course, it's your precursor to your quantum dot tattoos traced together. They want you to buy into this because it's so egregiously against your constitutional rights. It's such a horrible overreach by the governments to do this, and everyone should sue the bejesus out of these governments for doing this and for shuttering businesses and now for forcing pubs, to not only do the social distancing, but now that you have to order a meal and you can only stay there for a short period. It's out of this world what they've done to us, folks. Everyone should be outraged at this. Meanwhile, they got their BLM Antifa rallies and nobody's doing any social distancing, and they're sweating all over each other when they're burning down our cities. Unbelievable hypocrisy that's going on. It's really nuts. Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I hope you can come and support me. Patreon links in the description really helps out. And I will be going live tomorrow, Friday. Big giant show, so I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you are too, and I'll probably even do a show on the weekend as well because I'm so amped up about everything that's going on. I've got so much information to present, so I'll be probably uploading a video or two more tonight as well. You guys are awesome. God bless you all. Stand up for your rights. Fight this new world order at every turn. Don't allow them to take any of your rights away. Fight, most importantly, for freedom of speech, which is what they're trying to wipe out right now with this whole BLM, operation, right? And it's just evil what's going on, folks, and we need to stand together and stand up against this new world order before we're all quantum dot tattooed and, under hive mind control and sterilized and whatnot. I mean, it's so evil where it's all going. So try to keep a smile on your face. I hope you're having a good week despite all this crap, and I hope that you're getting out there and having some nice weather, and and not wearing a stupid ass mask, and having some barbecues and whatnot with your friends. Get out there, socialize, have parties, defy all this garbage. Go out and sing your guts out. Go out and enjoy life. This New World Order, so evil. They have no right to take away our joy. So stand up and fight for your rights. You guys are the best. God bless you all. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, folks.